Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah. We have swapped out our truck. We swapped out our International Lone Star, which is a fantastic truck. It's just not my particular brand of vodka, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't really care for it. And I was looking around. I was going to get back in the 579, but we drive Peterbilt's a lot. It's my favorite brand. You know that? I thought, let's try the base game Volvo. This is not the Aerodeath Volvo. At the moment, I don't think that's being supported for 1.36. Somebody may have done a conversion of it, but as far as I know, that is on hiatus. We swapped out our holiday package trailer for our cargo container trailer, and we're at a Volvo dealer. I pulled in here to sleep. This is the closest place I could find to sleep, and it just happened to be a Volvo dealer, and we just happened to be in a Volvo. Coincidence. Now, here's a question for you. When I turn the ignition on, we get DRLs. Is this the only truck in ATS or ETS that has DRLs in the bumper? I want to say it is, and I have been curious why the DRLs and the fog lights in the base game truck bumpers don't function. I know some of the ETS trucks have highlights up on top of the cab, driving lights and pin spots, that sort of thing. So I don't know why that is. I have always wondered. I've always wondered, right, let's get moving here. We'll get in gear. So how's everybody doing? It's Friday for me. It is Saturday for you. I took a couple days off. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you missed me, but I took a couple days off, and I'll tell you why. I am doing what them big-time YouTubers do. Whatever they do, I do. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. So they take some time off. I take some time off. Now, I don't know if they take time off because they're busy, spending time with family and just, you know, a regular Christmas holiday, a regular seasonal holiday, as you do, or if they don't post content because they know you're traveling and spending time with family and you're not watching videos. I don't know. But I did. I took a couple days off, just a couple days. And, you know, it takes, to make one of these videos, to make a 30-minute video, for me, I don't know other people, their numbers, I don't know. But for me, to make a 30-minute video, it takes, I'd say 1 to 2 hours, for the most part. It takes a little, there's a little setup time, call it 15 minutes, 30 minutes. There is, we have some good brakes in this truck when we do not have a cargo on. And that's with the brake intensity turned down. All right, I will need to be mindful of that. This truck drives a little funny. I think I've mentioned that before. What the hell was I talking about? 1 to 2 hours. Yeah, 1 to 2 hours. A little bit of setup time. And then 30 minutes to record the actual video. And then I need to transfer the file over to my render box, and it's typically like, I don't know, 15 gig, my recordings. And then I do my edits and I get the render set up. That takes a few hours, but it's hands off, right? It's like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to edit. And then I just hit the start button and it starts cooking. And it's done in a couple hours. I start the upload process. Same deal. It takes a few minutes to get everything, you know, clicked, settled in there, and then away it goes, right? But my part, like the time that I actually need to spend doing something, call it 1 to 2 hours. Now, the longest that it's ever taken, not even joking when I say this, it took me 10 hours to record a 30-minute video once. Oh. OCD is a hell of a drug. If you're not familiar, task abandonment is, it's very difficult with the OCD. When you get your teeth into a project, you got to finish it. The OCD commands it, and so I just had to keep struggling until I got that done. But for the most part, 1 to 2 hours. So it's not a huge commitment, like as far as hours out of my day. But it is important to me, and I really do. I'm enjoying making these videos. This has been a super fun experience, and I'm glad I'm doing it. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. So that's what's going on there. As far as other stuff, I know Giants they were on holiday. They are on holiday now. Yeah, that's it. They are on holiday from just before Christmas, and I guess they're going to be back after New Year's. And then the other sort of main primary, like not dodgy mod site that I get most of my farm sim mods from, they took their holiday earlier. They were gone like before Christmas, and now they're back. And so there's been kind of a raft of mods that I had to download to get caught up. Let me know what you want to do about Farm Sim as well. I like the idea of long play and doing 25 or 50 or 75 episodes, but at the same time, I know you really like to see new stuff. So I'm okay with either. Let me know if you want to stick with, like Gazelsberg, we did a ton of videos. I can continue doing that, or I can do, I don't know, a dozen, just till we really get to know a farm and then move on to the next one. So we're always kind of learning and exploring. Both have their advantages, to be sure. So we'll get pulled in here. Finally, my man, we just drove like across town. No, I don't want to hear any whining from you. Right, follow the key job offer right here. And we are going to Salina. Salina. I'd like to get down to Cedar City and St. George. We will. I headed down there off camera. We got to do it on camera. Right. Where is our... it looks like it's just... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll go this way. So that's what's going on there. I also... The other day I want to say I had like 425 subscribers. Not bragging. It's a tiny channel, I know. But you know what? Every baby's beautiful. And this is my baby. So... It is growing, but it's small, I know. But I woke up the next day and I had like 415 subscribers. Now I've lost subscribers like, oh dear. That happens. That happens in real life too. You know it does. I've lost subscribers in like ones and twos periodically. But never, 15 in a day. So, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people just decided they'd had it with old ill will. Who knows? And then the next day, it went from 415 down to like 400. And I'm like, all right, something's going on now. Something is awry. Something is afoot. So I fired me up some Googles and I did a little research. And what I found was periodically, Google/YouTube, they go through and purge fake accounts. And on the YouTube side, the way that is manifested, the way that fake accounts are manifested is somebody is paying, if it's people, they're paying them. If it's a Mechanical Turk, they're paying them. If it is a bot, obviously you don't have to pay a bot. I know, we're all crossed up here. Just give me a second. You know how many swings we take to get pulled in here? We are the permanent rookie driver. Oh, God. And now it's to the other side. Moment, please. So, yeah, of course, if it's a bot, you're not paying that bot. But if it's a person, and there are people that do that. They watch YouTube videos for money. Right. Lights off. Engine off. Let's get loaded up. And it should be. It's 4:45 right now. If I timed this just right... The sun should be coming up. Oh, perfect. I love it. Yes, let's go. So, can we get out this way? I feel like we can. Take that parking brake off. I feel like we can. So basically, it is one channel, right, is trying to drive up traffic, and they have a network of bots that watch everything that they post over and over, right? In order to throw off the algorithm, what those bots do is they randomly subscribe to other channels and watch those as well. But the thing is, you can't fool the algorithm. The algorithm knows all. It's Skynet. It really is. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. That's all it does, is it finds bad things in the Google, YouTube, Alphabet universe. So you can't fool the algorithm, and when it determines that accounts are bots, it scrubs them. And it does this, I guess, continuously, but then periodically there will be a purge. And that's what's going on right now, end of 2019. So we have lost some subs. But you know what? As I reflected on it, I thought, that's I mean, YouTube is not doing it for me. YouTube doesn't give a shit about their creators unless you have like 10 million subs. They really don't. We're all just cattle to them. But they do care about their real customers. Sir? The people that pay them, their advertisers. And their advertisers do not want fake numbers. They need real metrics to know how and where to spend their money. For me, as a user, even though I know they're not, as a user, as a creator, I hate that term. I really do. I hate that term as it applies to me. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a content creator. That's way too grand. But as it applies to YouTubers, as it applies to me as a YouTuber, you know what I like about that purge is I feel like now I'm looking at real numbers. If I was looking at my subscriber count and it said I had 1,000 subs and 600 of them were bots, how thirsty am I? You know what I mean? There's something so greasy about that. Like, oh, look how big my channel is. Bro, those are all fake. Those are robots. They're not even real. So I would much rather have an accurate representation of how many people are actually subscribed to my channel and how many people are actually watching my videos. I do want to know that. I don't want fake statistics. You know, look how many Facebook friends I have. Look how many Instagram likes I get. If they're fake, it's just so greasy. I want it to be legit. So in that way, I appreciate Google/YouTube. There's not a whole lot about that company I appreciate, but I do appreciate that. And I say that, of course, as we're both here together on their free platform. Free is in air quotes. Oh, there's a price to pay. Skynet, man, I'm telling you, one of these days the hammer's going to come down. We're all going to be slaves. Slaves to the robots. But that's a story for another day. Today we'll just drive the truck. So what else is going on? You know, 2019 for me has been the year of not necessarily frustration, but I'm filled with a yearning, a desire to see some of these developers and publishers humbled. And there have been some notable missteps this year. There have been some pretty big success stories this year, too. Call of Duty made $1 billion, billion with a B, made $1 billion in a week? What? That is outrageous. It really is. That is a success story. But there have been some big flops, too. And two of the games that I play, Division 2 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, represent two of those big flops. So not just because of that, but because of Fallout 76 and Anthem and, you know, other recent really, really big public sort of spectacle flops. I've been wondering, is this going to be the year that developers and publishers finally get the message that they can't keep doing this? I thought maybe it could be, but I'm wondering now. So before we get into this, let's break down a few terms. So you got a developer. I use developer and publisher interchangeably, and that's not really accurate or fair. Developers are the people that actually make the games. They are the designers. They are the people that figure out the flow of a game, the look and feel of it. Creative director, art director, the coders, right? The people that make it actually work. Think of them as they are like the director, the cast and crew of a movie. The publisher is like the movie studio, right? And they're involved in this process. We want to get over here. But they're not involved in it necessarily at the creative level. They're involved in it more at the practical level. And then you've also got, using our movie analogy, you've also got the executive producer. And the executive producer that's the money, right? They say executive producer because it's classier than saying the money. But when you see somebody listed as the executive producer of a movie, they didn't produce anything except money. I mean, they produced their money. They got rich somehow. They made enough money that they can invest in making a movie. But they might not have any vision or creative juice whatsoever. They just want to make money, right? And so they put money up and they expect money in return. More money. That's how investments work. So for gaming, because so many of these publishers are publicly traded, right? Man, the trucks seem a little wobbly lately. Is it just me? One of these last patches, like within 1.36, like one of the sub patches that they've dropped since 1.36 came out, I feel like they're messing with the physics a little bit. I feel like they are. Anyway, they're publicly traded. And when a company is publicly traded, now you are driven by your shareholders and they want money. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with capitalism or investing or anything else, but people don't buy stock in Activision or Electronic Arts, right? Or Bethesda because they love gaming. They do it because they love money. They want money. And particularly if it's coming in through a mutual fund. Like if an individual wants to buy $100,000 of stock in Bethesda, oh, that's adorable. They don't give a shit about you. They really don't. You are a tiny, tiny, tiny shareholder, and they could care less about your opinion. In the same way, they don't really care about the opinions of their customers. If you're a mutual fund, right? If you are venture capitalists and you want to invest, I don't know, $50 million, if you want to buy $50 million of a stock, now you will be listened to. But the individual people that put the money in to make up that mutual fund, they may or may not know where their money's even going. They've given it to a broker, they've given it to an investor, a hedge fund, and that they're leaving it up to that person to decide where to invest their money. Making sense so far? Right. So essentially what you've got is people are designing video games based on the input of investors. They really are. And it's cool to pretend that that's not how capitalism works, or that's not how the world works, but that's how the world works. And so when we see these really clunky, sort of ham-fisted, microtransactions is the best example. We see the application of microtransactions and it's like, God, why would you do that? What, did you not think how bad that was going to look? Did you not think how badly that was going to be received? Of course they did, because the people that make video games also play video games. Of course they knew. They were told to do that. They were told to do that by their publisher, and their publisher was told to do that by their majority shareholders. Make us money. I'm amazed that people are making video games at all, like these kinds of games, console games and PC games. I'm surprised they're not all just making 99-cent smartphone games, because those make money hand over fist. And again, this is what investors care about. They care about making money. Give me the buddy. So based on these big flops that have happened in 2019, you would think that developers would then go to publishers and say, we told you, why didn't you let us make the game that our vision, our dream? We know, we play games, we listen to our audience, we know what they want, and we could have made it for them. Why didn't you let us make it? And the publisher says, hey man, because our investors told us to make it this way, the wrong way. And so we did. And the developer says, but have we learned, right? Have we figured it out? The game was a critical and financial flop. Have we learned our lesson? And the publisher says, no. In fact, it's going to be just the opposite. When you take that kind of a problem to investors, when you say this game was a critical disappointment and the audience hated it and it didn't make any money, the typical investor is going to say, oh, well then we need to double down on the microtransactions. We need to squeeze more money out of this game because I need to get paid. I need 10% per year on my investments. That is what I demand. And so it goes from there. So I was optimistic that we were going to see some progress. But I'm less optimistic now. And when I see, big studios have pushed games back after some of the fallout. Fallout. from the flops this year, big studios and big publishers have pushed games back. They say, we're going to fix them. And I think, no, you're not. You're not going to fix them. What you're going to do is look for ways to make the microtransactions, let's find a good gear here, to make the microtransactions invisible. What you're going to do is look for ways to make this game as profitable as possible without pissing off your fan base. The only people you're truly concerned about are your investors. And that's been true. It's been true in the movie industry and television for years, decades. It is not about the viewers. It's really not even about winning awards, which people like the Academy Awards, right? Win yourself an Emmy. Who cares, man? I don't care about Emmy Awards. I don't care about Oscar Awards. I care about money. That's what drives the industry. And because it's so expensive to make something like a movie or a video game, tens of millions, in some cases hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why we see so many games like Anthem and so few games like Death Stranding. And that's why Kojima had to make it himself, right? Because nobody's going to... Where's the speed limit? There it is. Nobody's going to get behind a game like that. An investor, right? I mean, God, you've got people offering input on the development process of a video game, and they not only have they not played a video game in years, decades, but they think people that do play video games are either children or, if they're adults, goofballs, right? That is what investors think about people like you and I. I'm not trying to like cause any trouble or stir anything up. I'm just being real with you. I mean, lots of adults go see movies. Movie producers don't think people that go see movies are goofballs. But the kinds of people that would invest in a game development studio or a game publisher, they don't understand this industry. You know, they don't understand. I mean, there are a lot of things about gaming that I don't understand, but at least I know what I don't know. But to that type of personality, and I've worked with venture capitalists when I lived in Southern California, and they're not bad people, but their entire existence is based around the idea that I will give you money and you will do things with it that will increase the value of your company, and then you will give me back more money than I gave you. That's how VC money works. That's how investment money works. That's how hedge funds work. That's how mutual funds work, right? I will give you money, lots of it, 7 figures, 8 figures, but I expect something in return. I am not doing this because I believe in your electric car, right? Or your medical technology. I don't care about saving lives. I don't care about improving the quality of a person's life. I just want to make money. That's why I'm investing in your medical company. It is that cynical. So that's where we're at, and I don't know if 2020 is going to be any better. I hear these big titles that have been pushed back. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to make it right. And I think, I don't know if you are, man. I think your main focus right now is not to fix it, but as I said, to make the cash grab more opaque, to make it harder for us to see that you're not treating us right as gamers. It is cynical. It is. And I stress, again, I do not have a problem with capitalism. I have a problem with dishonesty. If you want to turn your game studio into, if you just want to make smartphone games, then do it. Just make smartphone games and be done with it. And don't pretend that you care about your audience, and don't pretend that you care about making a good product. Just make money. If money is what you're about, then just make money. Where is our, how do we get to it? Where is our, there it is right there. Okay. So let's get flipped around out here, and then we'll back it in there. Think we can do it in one swing? Do we ever? I say we. How about I say me? Does me do it ever in one swing? Every now and then. How are we doing on time? 20. What? Did we hit something? What just happened? Right. We go there. What is, Are we caught on something? What is... We're caught on an invisible wall. Oh, game. Alright, that's better. Yeah, there's a big old transparent something right there. I wonder if there's a trailer spawned there that just hasn't shown up. I don't know. Okay, here we go. It's all better now. So we get right there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not as optimistic as I was. It makes me really, really appreciate companies like SCS, though. Not a fanboy. Always the disclaimer. Not a fanboy. But they are... I know they're growing, but they are in many ways still like the size of an independent game developer. And I appreciate the things that they do. They seem to be very much in tune with their audience. And you look at a company like Giants, you know, very much not, I have to say, not in tune with their audience. It's tough. I know it's tough. But I also know there are companies that try harder than others. They obviously try harder than others. And money, man, money is, it's no joke. There's a reason wars have been fought over money. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. There's a reason wars have been fought over wealth and money for thousands of years. It's important stuff, and it's worth fighting for. And even if you're, I don't want to say, even if you have the best interests of everybody at heart, your customers, your audience, your investors, everybody, you know what? You've still got a staff, and you've still got to pay them every Friday. Not just because they'll leave if you don't, but because, you know, they work for you. You owe them money. They have bills to pay. And so when it comes time to pay your staff and you realize the bank account is a little lean, you know, you got to keep that money flowing in. Flowing in to flow out. Right. Let's unload and see how we did. All right. Yeah, leveling up is really slow now, but we're already level 36. We're maxed out. We got 18 wheels of skill. Indeed we do. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.